Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and it is, of course, Sunday, the 8th day of November, 2009. An absolutely horrible occurrence happened late last night. The Democrats passed their government takeover of health care, and it has everything they promised it wouldn't. The public option, the giant fines on people that don't want to go out and buy health insurance. This will begin taking over what's left of the free market in health care. It will dump trillions more dollars of federal money into health care, expanding the bureaucracy and driving up the price. The more money they put into it and the less competition, the higher the price will go, which is exactly what they want. In 5, 6, 7 years, when it's completely wrecked, like this nation already is economically, they will come in with even more government and more control as the solution, because control is the name of the game. What we have seen pass the House of Representatives is 180 degrees the opposite of what our constitutional republic was founded on. The reason we didn't have socialist health care was because it's un-American. And because when you build a big giant bureaucracy, the corruption is only going to intensify. It's like if you go sink a battleship off the Florida Keys, you're going to get, in a few decades, a huge reef system. That's a good thing. You go sink a bunch of old cars, it'll turn into an artificial reef. You go create giant government programs, it creates huge ecosystems of corruption and bid rigging and scams and stealing. And that's what happens. And so we will end up like the Soviet Union or communist China. It is an absolute guarantee. Also, another big issue here is the media the whole time has falsely cast the debate as if insurance companies were against this and rich guys were against this. No. The spokesman for the healthcare insurance companies of the United States has been in the Wall Street Journal and everywhere else admitting that they wrote this plan. But then when Nancy Pelosi gets called a Nazi at a press conference by somebody that snuck a bullhorn in, she goes, "Oh, thank you, insurance companies. Thank you, healthcare companies." No, the big official lobbyists of the healthcare industry are on record, and we've read their quotes here, bragging that they wrote this bill. Now, they threatened a month ago, and again 2 weeks ago, that if the $5,000 fines and prison time for not buying their insurance policies was taken out of the bill, they were going to throw their weight against it. And so the Congress said, okay, we'll put you in prison. And the bill's even worse. The old bill had a $5,000 policy you had to buy or get a $5,000 fine. This new one says $15,000. Ladies and gentlemen, $15,000 is what more than 60 million people in this country make a year. I mean, it's over, folks. NAFTA GATT was meant to bankrupt our industry. I have the government documents. We read a bunch of them last week about how they plan to destroy our industry. Then big banks, the globalists, the big select corporations are the only ones that own and control the factories in China and Mexico and India. They have sweetheart deals with the elites there. They then can produce the items cheaper than anybody can in the Western world, so you lose your industrial base. Then they keep jacking up the taxes on the middle class and working class to bankrupt everybody and drive everybody into government control. I mean, that's what all of this is about. This is a sophisticated takeover. And they've got all these slick Republicans up there with their talking points playing along with the game. And you've got all the slick Democrats out there with their talking points repeating the same stuff just in different ways that is on the surface opposed to each other. But then you pull back and realize it's all smoke and mirrors. I mean, Bush tripled the size of government. Bush signed on to man-made global warming theory. Bush tried to reauthorize the assault weapons ban. And Obama's continued the wars and continued the Patriot Act and continued everything Bush did, because there's no difference between these people. Certainly, you can get Republicans elected coming up on about a year from now in the 2010 congressional election, and all the polls show the Democrats are going to lose control of the House. But you watch, those Republicans aren't going to be able to repeal the health care bill. Oh, they just won't be able to repeal the greenhouse gas tax bill. Oh, they just won't be able to repeal any of it. Just like Obama couldn't stop the wars. Oops, he had to make them even bigger, because there's an elite agenda, and the Republicans and the Democrats are there to carry it out together. But I thought I'd go over some of the subsections of the bill. Pelosi, buy a $15,000 policy or go to jail. This is from the Ways and Means Committee. Ways and Means Committee, ranking member Dave Camp. Today, ranking member of the House Ways and Means Committee, Dave Camp, released a letter from the non-partisan Joint Committee on Taxation confirming that the failure to comply with the individual mandate to buy health insurance contained in Pelosi's health care bill, H.R. 3962, as amended, could land people in jail. The JCT letter makes clear that Americans who do not maintain acceptable health insurance coverage and who choose not to pay the bill's new individual mandate tax, generally 2.5% of income, above $250,000, it's 5%, are subject to numerous civil and criminal penalties, including criminal fines and up to $250,000 and imprisonment for up to 5 years. Now that is in the bill. I didn't just believe the Ways and Means Committee, and I didn't believe the Ways and Means Committee on Taxation. I actually went to the bill, and it does say that. And it says in page 2 of H.R. 3962, they didn't hide this, that if the government determines that a taxpayer's unpaid tax liability results from a willful behavior, the following penalties could apply due to non-payment of deductible insurance. And look, last week I showed you that in Illinois, they're already issuing a federally written taxpayer handbook that says by federal law, this money has to be withheld out of your check for the government-controlled insurance rule. Now, you look at Australia, England, Germany, other places. This is actually in the news today. If you're only making, say in England, 10,000 pounds a year, you're blue collar, that's around $18,000. And you can't pay the 20% tax they've got there. I mean, 20% of your money there goes towards your insurance. Oh, you've got free government health care, 20% of your paycheck. Don't worry, though. Here, they're just going to start out with 10% of your paycheck, and then the bureaucracy will use most of it and then give some to the insurance companies and to the big mega, they have big pharma, big agribusiness for farming. Well, it's the same thing here. Big mega healthcare. And big mega healthcare has lobbied for all this because they've got the lawyers and the computer systems and the secretaries and the big high-rise of buildings of bureaucrats. They want all of this. This is going to shut down your small hospitals, shut down your small dental offices. I mean, they're already all shut down. You want big box Walmart healthcare, you're going to get it. And you're going to get crappy healthcare, too. You're going to get a aspirin for a heart attack. I mean, it's admitted in Europe and in England. I've watched the House of Commons during Prime Minister's questions. Back when Tony Blair was in it, they'd say, my constituent, we had to wait 18 months for a brain surgery and died. It was operable within 6 months. And Tony Blair goes, yes, I'm aware of these cases, and it's unfortunate, but that's the way the rationing works due to the system. I mean, they don't even deny it over there. But here, the controlled left goes, oh, no, there's no rationing in Canada or Germany or England. That's all lies. And the truth is, here in the U.S., nobody gets turned away for health care. You go to the emergency room, you get taken care of. You had free health care. Now you're going to lose it.